On the Build Show today, we're talking about the path to become a master builder, and there is no one better to tell you how to do that than my friend Brent Hall. Today's Build Show, becoming a master builder. Let's get going.
Brent Hall Build Show, talking today about the mastery of building, okay? How do you become a master builder? Something I talk about quite a bit, but what does that even mean? We're gonna talk about it, how to become a master builder today on the Build Show. All right, guys, I don't know if you've read the book, The Outliers, okay? It's the book by Malcolm Gladwell, and he talks about, these superstars, these super athletes, super geniuses, and are they outliers, okay? Are they people that are just kind of weird, set apart, wonder creatures that can do things, or is there a secret to their success, okay? What he discovers and what you read in the book, spoiler alert, is that mastery, okay, and becoming this outlier, becoming super successful isn't a matter of having more talent than everybody else, isn't a matter of being lucky, okay? There is some luck, but mostly it's hard work, okay? Mostly it's hours that you put in. And in fact, he comes up with this concept called, or he relates this concept called the 10,000 hours. I don't know if you've heard about that, but the 10,000 hours is essentially that they did these studies on all these doctors and scientists and super athletes and how many hours that they'd actually practiced, okay? How many hours that they'd put in before they were proficient and experts. And the result was roughly 10,000 hours. Now, this video is talking about the mastery of building, right? What are those 10,000 hours for us? There's a famous quote, amateurs talk about strategy, professionals talk about logistics, okay? And it's an army term, it's a military term, and basically what it's talking about is that Napoleon famously, when he went into Russia and to attack Russia, had what was considered maybe the greatest army, and he's considered maybe one of the greatest generals of all times, and that their strategy was great, but they didn't have the logistics to back it up, okay? So they do this vast run into Russia, but they can't feed the troops, they don't have the ammunitions, they don't have the logistics there. Generals and war people since that time have been talking about that it's logistics that wins a war. This talk is really about the logistics of building, okay? What are those things that you need to do in order to become a master? Okay, so I think there's 4 things, right? The first one is, and this may seem silly, but you need to know how to craft, okay? We are practicing an ancient tradition, okay? This tradition of building, this tradition of crafting and building things. And so to think that you can just start building, right, and be a master is, naive, okay? So the reason I think practicing the trade first before you get into building and everything else is better is because how do you really know if your framer is framing fast or not? How do you really know if your trim carpenter is doing good work and if he's competent or not? Unless you've practiced those things, okay, and understand and be able to look at a guy and go, he doesn't have the tools, he doesn't have the ability, there's no way this guy can be good at it. And, this guy is going to be much more professional, right? So that's number 1, need to know how to craft.